Let's talk Tanya for the 26th of Teves of a leap year. In today's Tanya, we start chapter 14. We've concluded the three possible outcomes to the struggle between the godly soul and the animal soul, Tzaddik, Rasha, Beinoni. And today we have the big reveal. The Alter Rebbe is going to tell us which of these three outcomes should be our aspiration. What should be our expectation? What should we be aiming for? And the Alter Rebbe begins with the words, V'hine midas ha-beinoni hi midas kol adam, v'achareha kol adam yimshech. It is the Beinoni. That is the level for every single person. That is what every single person should be striving for. Shekol adam yachali is Beinoni b'chol esu b'chol shah. Everyone can be a Beinoni at any time. A Beinoni, as we explained, is based on predicated on the idea of moyach shalt al-alev. The mind has sovereignty over the heart, and that's something. There is no excuses. We can all do that. Every single one of us. We can use our mind to override the desires of the heart, no matter what. We can behave the way we choose to behave. And every single one of us has the ability to look at ourselves and say, I am a Jew. I am not going to do an Avera. I'm not going to do a sin. I recognize that when I do a sin, I am separating from God. And that's something I definitely do not want to do. I want to maintain my connection to God. I want to maintain my relationship with God. And therefore, we can act in ways which are contrary to what we desire. Yes, the animal soul might desire whatever it desires, but in terms of thought, speech, and action, this is the area in which we have the choice. We have the ability to behave the way we choose to, and we can choose to do the right thing. And that is what being a Beinoni is all about, choosing to do the right thing, regardless of the internal struggle. And this is very important in terms of knowing what our expectations should be. Because as they say, frustration is the result of unmet expectations. And when we have an unreasonable expectation, we're setting ourselves up for frustration. So if our spiritual goal in life is to be a tzaddik, or to put that in English, what does that mean? Our spiritual goal in life is to be rid of the struggles. Let's say you struggle in a certain area in your service of God, and it really, really profoundly bothers you, and you want to overcome that struggle. You don't want to have that struggle anymore. Well, that's nice to have as a fantasy. But if that's your realistic and practical expectation, you're setting yourself up for failure, because what we could do, what is within our reach, is not to get rid of the struggle, but to actually do the right thing despite the struggle, regardless of the struggle. And if we have the proper expectations, we're setting ourselves up for success, because that is setting up a realistic expectation and a realistic goal which we can actually meet. Now, but what's wrong with being a tzaddik? What if I have an expectation, a desire to be a tzaddik? What's stopping me from becoming a tzaddik? The Alter Rebbe will address that, God willing, in tomorrow's Tanya.